Your relationship with my dog concerns me.
Beta.
Because she's clearly infatuated with you, and you lead her on.
She knows that you don't love her. I think that's what... She senses love here.
I love her like I would love any other roommate.
But you would never get your face anywhere near her.
Her breath is terrible.
Sucks.
How have you been, man? We took a week off. It was nice.
Oh, I forgot about that. We did. Man, life has been busy, dude. I got back from Lake of the Ozarks last weekend, which we did get a podcast in for that, luckily, I think, but then we missed last time.
But then I was gone.
Then you were gone, yeah. Something like that. I had never been to Lake of the Ozarks. It was for a bachelor party for a guy that I went to high school with, and he was really good friend when I was on the wrestling team, and also fought with me when we were amateurs, and he's back in Iowa living in the same town as my brother that we grew up in, and he's helping my brother with the wrestling team, stuff like that. So definitely a solid friend. And I went back, and I was also really good friends with his brother because his brother was in my grade. This guy is my brother's age, the bachelor. So he was a little younger, but I still ended up hanging out with him a lot because I hung out with my brother's friends because they were with my brother.
Yeah,
you know
people your age didn't want anything to do with you.
Nobody, yeah, people my grade were like, what a weirdo, man. Anyways, so I got to hang out with his older brother who was my age, and we were the old guys of the bachelor party, which was the first time I'd ever done. I've been to a couple bachelor parties, and there was usually always some really, like the dad was there or some like old, we're both like, 32. Maybe he's 31. I think he was like the youngest guy in our grade, and so he's barely 32 probably. And so I'm in this bachelor party with my brother. Well, and my brother's friends are only 2 or 3 years younger than us, so it's not like it's crazy. But then he invited another couple dudes that were like 20 or something like that. And so it was interesting to see like these 20-year-olds are just like, trying to hit on the chicks and all this stuff. And then there's like my brother's friends who like still think they can hit on the chicks or anything, but they're definitely not successful at all. And then there's like me back here in the back, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna fucking try, dude. It's like I'm just gonna fucking get hammered, I guess, today.
Oh, yeah, well, partially because you have a girlfriend.
But you still want to see if you can like flirt with chicks, right? When you're like out on the prowl with the boys.
I got to tell you this.
Is it like just, I don't know, man.
Whenever I'm out, I don't know why I'm thinking library. I don't go to libraries. But whenever I'm out at a store and the girl working there comes and asks her for help, that's all she wants to do. She just wants to ask me for help. And I immediately, within the first 2 sentences, work in the word wife.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, my wife sent me here.
Oh, man.
Nothing. I'm just looking around.
I am not available. Chill out, lady.
Yeah, pretty much. And she's just like, okay. Well, let me know if you need help.
I totally thought there was one chick like interested in me. I was like, this chick's looking at me a lot, I'm pretty sure. But I think it was just because I was staring at her too long, probably. And she's like, what the fuck is up with this guy? To tell you the truth, I think the only time I got hit on was by a fucking dude. We were at the strip club, and I'm like sitting at the dollar, in the front, the dollar throwing area. I'm trying to think of what it's called. The
dollar throwing area.
Yeah.
The splash zone.
Oh, man. So I'm balls deep at the strip club here, and this guy sits next to me. And he like looks at me. He's like, "You work out?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess I." He's like, "I can tell, man. Like, Good for you, man. Good for you. He's like staring at me. I'm like, thanks, dude. I got the weirdest, awkwardest hit on by the dude at the strip club, I think. I don't know.
I haven't been hit on by a guy in 8 years.
Whoa. But you remember 8 years ago, dang story?
After high school, when I moved out to Phoenix, I was getting hit on by dudes all the time. Like
Wow.
I was super thin, so maybe like a little twinkish, right?
You definitely put out the gaydar, too.
That's the thing. I had like a shaved head, and I had like diamond,
too well-groomed.
diamond earrings.
Too well-groomed.
I was super well groomed.
Now you're looking all shaggy. Now you look like a Colorado.
Yeah, and now no guys hit on me, and it's actually harmful for my self-esteem to the point where I remember the last time I got hit on.
Here, this. So we go on Lake of the Ozarks. We rent a cabin, and we also rent a boat for the day, a 40-foot like yacht, and that was a lot of fun. It was like $15 a mile to drive this thing around the lake, so we only had a couple stops. But one of the stops, we just kind of chilled in the middle of this area where all these other boats like just chilled out, so you can see like 50 boats around here. But of course, like half of those are like families, you know what I mean? So, but this Lake of the Ozarks area we're at, there's a ton of bachelor and bachelorette parties. I don't know if this is some sort of destination, because there was like areas that we went to that were just like every night there was some sort of a club and a thing going on at these different hotels. So the area we were in, I did no research into this. I just showed up to this and found out about, oh my God, this is where bachelor parties go and bachelorette parties. So we're like trying to spot them. Where are the bachelorette parties? We got to party with them. And we see another boat not really too far away, and they got like one of these mats on the water where you can kind of lay on the mat, and then they can go back to the boat or swim. And it's like all ladies and one dude who we're thinking is like an old dude. We're thinking that's the dang like captain or the ship or something. I don't know. So,
dude, what a dream job.
Oh, the captain. Funny story about the captain of our ship. He's like asking us where we're from. We said Iowa. He's like, Iowa? I just got a job down there, as one of the ferry drivers. Literally
from what is it, from Buny to what's the Wisconsin drop off?
You exactly know what I'm talking about, though, right?
I've taken that ferry a few times.
So we told him that one because that's the one's next to Guttenberg, but I think he's on the other one. There's like two of them.
Okay.
So we brought up that, like the Cassville Ferry or something.
Cassville Ferry, that's what it's called. Cassville is a town in Wisconsin.
So there's literally a ferry that takes you from Iowa to Wisconsin over the river. You put your car on this thing.
Yeah.
And it drives your car across the river.
First time Kelsey came out to Iowa, I took her on that.
Yeah.
It's just a fun little
Everybody
thing.
has to do it. You know, I did it when I was a kid. We all did it. But yeah, he's like, I just got a job. I'm going to do that now from now on. They give me housing, and I work whenever I want, but they pay me a ton of money, so I'm going to work like 7 days a week or some shit.
Hell yeah.
He was living on that boat that we were at for the hotel, and that was like one of the things that that was like his biggest point of like work was like, what job is going to give me a house?
Right.
Like that's how this guy lived. And this guy's like 40s, 50s, who knows, man. This is interesting retirement plan, I guess. But that's what he got. He got a new job at the Cassville Ferry, and they give him housing and everything. Anyways, random story about the
small world.
I know, right? So he's out with us, and we see these ladies, swimming, drinking. So I think the Bachelor and my brother and maybe one of the young guys are the ones brave enough to say, we're going to swim over to these ladies and see if we can start talking to them, maybe party with them. And so we start swimming over. I mean, this is the most awkward thing because it's the slowest. Dude,
I can imagine.
It's like they're staring at us as we slowly get closer and closer. Like, we float. Oopsies, where do we float to? You know what I mean? Like, obviously we're swimming over to you.
Yeah.
And then what do you say when you get up to these ladies, right?
Hello?
Like, because that's the whole conversation as we're coming up. Like, what are we going to say? What are we going to say? And
Lead with hi.
oh, none of us were smart enough for that one. By the time we get close to them, and none of us really do anything, and one of the ladies like gets off her little mat to go back on the boat, and she's like, I'm gonna go get some drinks. Anybody need a drink? And I was like, I'll take a drink. And then the lady that was like getting up off the boat was like a complete bitch. She's like, fuck you, you were supposed to bring us beers or something like that. And I was like, oh damn, well we got some more over here on our boat, but instantly she just like shut us down. Like I tried like working it in, like, yo, we got some beers over here, but basically got nothing back after that, Now, at this point, we're like, well, that didn't work. So we're like, what do we do now? And you have something to say? This gets funny.
One of you should have faked a cramp and started drowning.
Oh, that would have been good.
That would have been it.
Oh, that would have been good. They probably would have just called the Van Coast Guard. Call the Coast Guard. We ain't jumping in for these fuckers. They didn't even bring us beer. So right now we're like, oh, fuck, this didn't work. Right as we figured out this is not working, this literally a boat full of young women. It's like this chick's, I don't know, 21st birthday. And I think their mom was driving these girls around in a boat, in a pretty nice boat. And it's like 10, 21-year-olds all screaming like, we'll flash you for beer and stuff like that. And we're like, what is going on? And
we have beer.
Yeah, so
we have beer.
At this point, our boat's over here, and we're trying to hit on these people over here, and then these people come in and like woo woo, and they go right to our boat. And all of the dudes that were left over, there were two chicken shit to like swim over, are like, yeah, show us your tits and all. And they're throwing beers, and then the dang captain of the ship's like, oh, I got some beads in here. Here, have some beads. So they're throwing beads at the chicks now. They're showing, and we're over here swimming, like, god damn it, we're like trying to swim back over, like, we want to see some titties, man. Go. By the time we got back over, it was all done. They were gone.
That's awesome.
It was the worst fucking.
That's the greatest story. That makes me so happy that you were denied.
I missed titties. I didn't see I saw stripper titty, but I didn't see a single like normal
wild.
Yeah, a wild titty.
Wild titty.
None. Dude, I must be getting old, man. I don't know.
Well, clearly, I mean, when you approached that boat and didn't know what to say, and you asked them for beer. That was the weirdest
just
fucking...
a mooch.
Yeah.
Hey, we just came for the beer.
You swim 10 minutes to ask for a beer. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You sound like a real fucking winner.
And right away, like, you're supposed to bring us beer. And I was right exactly in my head, I was like, that would have been a good idea if I would have brought beer over here. That would have been really smart.
It would have been a good idea if you did, like, literally anything else.
Except for just be a mooch. Oh, and then we missed out on the party, man. It was... The dang captain had... beads in his he's, oh, I got a bunch of beads here. Here, throw these at him.
It must be common. He was prepared.
I guess, man. I guess he might.
That's hilarious.
He probably was prepared. It's like this is. He's always got beads.
Yeah, he's always got beads. He's gonna bring beads to the Cassville Ferry.
Oh, dude. So
anyone get hurt?
We got real hammered. Like I was saying, these young guys, the first day I show up at like a day late. They had one day to go out or to party. And so when I show up the morning of, they got the two young guys are in their own room, and they had strippers in their room. Two strippers had spent the night. And I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if they just I don't know what happened. What happened there? But
I'm so curious.
And then, these like stripper, and the one stripper comes out with like a little kitten, and apparently they found the kitten at the strip club, like behind the strip club or something. And this kitten is like attacking the stripper's hand. I'm just like, hey, ladies, and I wanted to kind of hang out with them a little bit, but then basically some of the other dudes were like, kick these bitches out, you know what I mean? They were like just douchers, and they just kicked them out basically. But that was how the morning started. So I'm thinking like, fuck, man, we're gonna be picking up bitches all weekend. Like, we're gonna invite them over to the cabin. But what it turned into was, I brought my Nintendo 64 with all my games, and we played a lot of Pokemon Stadium.
There we go.
And it got real heated, man. I had no idea. I thought I was gonna stomp these guys at Pokemon Stadium, but I got my butt whooped. I could not believe it. These guys must have played hours of Pokemon Stadium, because I played a lot.
Yeah.
Back in the day. If you guys don't know, Pokemon Stadium, it didn't just have Pokemon battling. You had little mini games, and these mini games were crazy addicting. Just one of them's just a counting game, and Pokemon just run across the screen. You gotta try to count them as quick as you can. You know, the dumbest little games, but you're playing against each other. And we're all getting hammered, and then we're just screaming at each other, "You motherfucker!" You know. And then there's some games you start to like block each other, and we gotta block him. You know, get him, stop him. And then like The Bachelor, dude, you cannot beat him at the Pikachu game. It was unbelievable. I don't know if he was fucking cheating or what. If he's using different fingers or something, I wasn't really watching him, but nobody could beat him at the Pokemon game, which is just a button masher. Unbelievable. I'm still pissed off about it.
Maybe
obviously.
That's why he's married and you aren't. His fingers are a lot quicker.
That's what I'm saying. She knew it. Lock them fingers down.
Yeah.
But he can fling the button.
Yeah.
Ooh. So it was definitely a fun time, and it made me think about like what I want to do for my bachelor party, you know. And honestly, having like a video game day sounded kind of fucking cool. Like having a bunch of dudes bring over all the coolest video games you got, or old school video games, whatever. We'll have little tournaments and get hammered or something.
Yeah, I mean, you can even rent out movie theaters and play video games.
Now you're talking, dude.
Like if you, hooked up a Nintendo Switch or a Xbox One to one of those into a movie theater.
Did we not ever have a bachelor party for you?
Yeah.
What did we do?
I
don't remember.
Well, you weren't there.
Because you were in Arizona.
Yeah.
For both of them.
Right.
You had two bachelor parties.
Actually, I don't think I had one the first time around. Because I wasn't 21.
Right.
And in Arizona, that's super limiting. There's not anything you can do.
Anyways, I didn't mean to just read in.
Oh, anyways, all I was saying was that, you could rent out a movie theater, hook up one of the new game consoles, and emulate all the old games.
Interesting. I just got done with these summer camps, and I brought the Nintendo 64 for the last day of the summer camp. I do little week summer camps, and for the last day I do video game day. Then I bring my Nintendo 64, and I tell the kids you can bring your own video games. And this last one, a bunch of kids brought in their VRs.
Okay.
And so I didn't get a chance to try. I should have tried one. I didn't even think about it. But I basically had like 3 kids in a room just, doing this, running around. And every like 10 minutes I'd creep on up on, scare the shit out of them.
I have never done a VR, but
I haven't either.
I really want to play that Beat Saber game. Have you seen that?
The kid had it. I'm playing Beat Saber.
It looks awesome. It's like you've got 2 lightsabers in your hand and you're swatting at things that are flying by you.
It's like a virtual ninja
Guitar Hero kind of.
Ninja. What was it? Fruit Ninja Guitar Hero?
Fruit Ninja Guitar Hero. Yeah.
That's literally yeah. But anyways, I started thinking about what I would do for my bachelor party, because I've been to a couple bachelor parties now, and the theme is usually getting drunk at a bar and going to a strip club, right?
Right.
I mean, I know like one time we went axe throwing with one. That was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's a cool bachelor party thing. But what else do you do? What is
it's just
I've seen
shit, right? Like,
guys renting T-Rexes, like the 3-wheeled cars,
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I've seen guys renting those. So they got 2 or 3 T-Rexes in a line. You know, guys get to drive some of those for the day.
That's pretty cool.
You know, so I'm trying to figure out like I hate going to a bar. Like even for this bachelor party, the first night they tried just kind of like getting hammered at a bar one night, and I'm just like, first of all, I drove like 14 hours to get here, and I'm low on sleep, and I do not want. I mean, I went to bed like midnight anyways. What time's the bar? Close at 1 o'clock anyways. So it's not my thing, man. I don't want to just sit in a bar and get drunk and pay $8 a beer. And what am I trying to do? Hit on chicks? Like that's the other thing is most of these bachelor parties. Once we're in our like 30s now, like none of us are hitting on chicks anymore.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun playing Nintendo 64 with the bros. You know, how often do you get to play those vintage games with all some of your friends from back in the day, you know what I mean?
Not often enough.
So
And you can go to a strip club whenever.
I mean, I could definitely see myself still going to a strip club. Let's be real. It would have to, but because that would bring back a lot of memories too, man. We've been to a couple strip clubs.
Yeah, we've told those stories here.
But I also started thinking, like, man, what about planning something big like a trip to Bali or Thailand? And yeah, the flight costs a lot, but now $10-15 a night to stay at a Airbnb or a hostel, $15 an hour, $10 an hour for a massage, you know, $2 for a meal, you know, something like that would interest me as well, where your money stretches. So if I get a massage every day for $10, like an hour-long massage,
That would be wild.
you know what I mean? Like something like that where, yeah, the flight costs a lot of money, but once we get there, we could just live like a king for a week, you know, and that's not even including happy endings or anything. You can get a little happy ending at the end. That'd be great, but I don't.
I assume that is not something you ask for. It comes with it's assumed that, oh, you're getting a massage.
And you're in Thailand. I hate to say it. Sometimes I will watch the Steve Will Do It YouTube channel.
It's so embarrassing.
I know.
I'm going to edit that out for you.
I know you hate. I mean, and it's cringe too. Like he's literally feeding off of the worst of America, basically.
And it's for children.
Yeah, I mean, he will try to like do all the videos of buying stuff for people and trying to pull your heartstrings and saving the homeless people, all that.
It does not cancel out how bad that guy is.
At the same time, it's like I'm buying jewelry, I'm drinking every day.
I'm promoting like gambling and crypto schemes, and he's a bad person.
I forgot why I even brought him up. What were we talking about?
You were just telling me how badly you want to make out with this dude and how cool you think he is. No, you were talking about a bachelor party in Thailand or something.
Oh, well, he lives in Florida, and he has videos where he'll take homeless people to this local massage shop that does hand jobs, and what he does, he tells them, he's like, he gives them like $100 bill, and he's like, okay, when they say, you know, go in this room and take your clothes off, just lay on the bed and naked with, you know, facing up, so they know what to do. And apparently there's places like secret shops in America here that do that. Isn't that weird?
I don't think it's weird.
Just legalize it. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I feel. Can you imagine these women are there women like in prison right now for giving handies? Like that's what I'm wondering about. Like that I'd feel terrible.
I think typically the male gets the brunt of it.
Because he paid? Good question. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Interesting. We're not
I've
lawyers.
never been in that situation.
We're not lawyers. Not only are we not lawyers, I heard that, I mean, I could be speaking out my ass, but to be a lawyer, I always thought, you know, you had to like pass a bar exam and get some sort of like certification or license or something.
Yes.
But I was watching TikTok, and this guy was talking about, it was really interesting. I should send it to you because the whole story was his dad was in prison for years, and he was just a kid. And since he was a kid, he like studied the law and tried to figure out all this shit about the law. And he started finding out like once you go to prison, you have like this bond on your head, kind of, and then you're kind of like sold off, and you have like a certain value as a prisoner, and you know. You obviously have to pay commissary and all this shit, and you're kind of just a product at that point.
Okay.
Which there definitely is a lot of truth to that. But the weird part was he talked about how he got his dad out of prison by talking about how these judges and attorneys were profiting off of these bails and these prisoners. And obviously I'm going to slaughter it, but he wanted like all of the tax information from like this judge to determine like how much they profited from these sentences and certain things. And the judge, instead of giving the tax information, basically just released the kid's dad and told him to shoo, which was a gnarly story. He brought the dad out and basically just said, "Do you agree not to do this crime ever again?" Dad's like, "Yeah," and he like get the fuck out.
The crime of murdering small children.
I know, right?
You promised to never kill another kid.
He just served like 10 years in prison, and now you're just gonna like.
He's like, well, after the first 12, I think I got it out of my system.
And this guy also said that somebody was accusing him of not being a lawyer. You can't represent your dad. And then he said, because you have to have like a license. And then, according to this TikTok guy, he said, there's no official license for a lawyer. Where like if you want to get a driver's license, or you go to a driver's license like at the DMV, there's a licensing agency that gives you a license.
Oh, you're expecting there to be like an ID that says I'm a lawyer?
Yeah. And so he's like, do you want me to prove? You prove that you're an attorney, and then I'll prove that I'm an attorney, which I'm just trying to figure that out. Like, how do you, is just because you passed the bar exam, or I don't understand. So you have like a test paper that says I passed a test? Like I
don't know.
Isn't that interesting?
We're
so deep in shit we don't know that we
I
don't
think the
we don't know
problem
shit
is
from applesauce right now.
You watched a TikTok and now you're trying to present information, which
I'm asking you like you're gonna know about the subject,
and I don't know anything about the subject.
Well,
other than the fact that you can represent yourself, and you're not a lawyer.
That's the thing. I've heard you can represent yourself,
right?
So really, you're just a lawyer is just somebody you're hiring that knows the law. There's no real license for it. It's just like this. Isn't that weird, man?
I'm not saying anything at all. Just keeping my mouth shut.
All the lawyers that watch this show, all the attorneys, judges, Supreme Court justices, all you guys that watch are big fan. We appreciate you guys. Comment below what your what the rule is on this. How do you certify you're a lawyer?
You pass the bar exam.
I get that. Is the bar? I don't know.
You bring your degree and your bar certificate.
You bring with you everywhere you go.
To your place, like
to the firm you work at.
Firm.
See, that's what I understand too. Is like it always seems like these lawyers work in firms.
Right.
They don't. It's not like a one lone lawyer, is it? Or is it?
They open their own firm. They do like a private practice where they open their own firm.
Okay.
So, do you think that you could open up your own firm without passing the bar exam and without having a degree?
Well, you can be a lawyer too. We could do this. We could become lawyers. I'm thinking.
I think the passing the bar exam has to...
Salty Soup Attorney at Law?
The problem is that LLC? When we lose our cases and we have no proof that we're lawyers, when they go to sue us, they're going to win because we're bad. We're not lawyers.
You're such a negative Nancy. We're going to win these first couple of cases and become very well-renowned lawyers, I think. Can you imagine that if we just became well-renowned lawyers after doing nothing? And we go in the court just yelling at the judge and shit, and like it's fucking Law and Order, and they're like, "What? You can't do that."
Have you ever sat on jury duty?
No, I never have.
Oh, okay.
I probably was called to it once or twice, but I don't think I showed up. Is that bad? I think I got a letter once.
There was a letter in my mailbox earlier this week for jury duty, and I got excited because I've sat on jury duty before.
I think you did tell me that story.
And I was like, "Oh shit,
so.
I'm doing jury duty again." And it was for someone else, maybe the previous resident or something.
Oh, dang.
Threw it away.
He's not gonna need that.
And then I threw it away in like a communal trash can in the mailroom, and then it was like 12 hours later, maybe the next day, I started thinking, wait, I shouldn't have thrown that away.
Is that illegal?
Imagine this guy gets arrested for dodging jury duty. Or fined or whatever it is.
I think he'd be able to prove pretty quick, like, where'd you send it? Oh, you sent it to my last address. So.
And then SWAT team kicks in my door
and
shoots my dog.
Oh, no. Speaking of getting sued and all this shit, man, and look at, I'm wearing the Sriracha shirt. Have you heard about Sriracha yet? I probably told you about it.
Have told me about it.
I don't think I did it on the podcast, though. I did get this Sriracha shirt at a Goodwill a couple weeks ago, and I was planning on reselling it, but I got home with it, and it was missing one sleeve.
Now it looks like it's missing two.
I evened it out. Yeah, I couldn't handle just one being gone. But who did that? Who
takes one sleeve off of a shirt?
Probably a one-arm guy. I never thought about that. He's probably only got one arm.
Probably one-arm guy.
That was stupid of me.
The weirder thing is the person who keeps buying shirts when they have hundreds.
Well, let me tell you about Sriracha.
That's a real problem.
I've actually been doing better at selling my shirts, but let me get you to Sriracha before I get back to my shirt collection. That's ridiculous. Sriracha thought they were getting ripped off by their pepper supplier. So they thought they got ripped off $1 million. So they sue them. And basically they couldn't really prove, or they lost the case. And then all their lawyer fees plus paying the court costs and all that other shit, they had to pay $23 million. And also lost their pepper supplier. So now they're hustling, trying to get pepper suppliers in Mexico, and it's just having tons of trouble with the supply chain issue. Are you getting it shipping in here? All these different issues, and just enough quantity to supply America. Plus, I don't even know the other countries that they go out to, but since this case, the Sriracha supply is like non-existent at stores right now. And this past like 2 or 3 weeks, when I drove to Chicago and Lake of the Ozarks, like I've been traveling around quite a bit, I've been stopping at all these different Targets trying to find stuff to resell in the meantime. And I've gotten really lucky with a lot of electronics and stuff, but I have not been able to find any Sriracha. And I probably looked in 20 different stores. All across the countryside too. Like I was trying to hit up stores, in middle of Nebraska and bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you try to go on eBay to buy a bottle, it's like $25 a bottle, I think, just for a Sriracha, which was probably normally $4 or $5 a bottle.
Right.
At retail. That's why I was trying to look for it too. I was hoping that I'd find some old, little grocery store that happens to have a box of Sriracha that nobody's really touched yet, that nobody knows
doesn't exist.
I know, man. I was hoping I'd find one in Chicago too, like just a little grocery store that has them, but nothing, man.
Got to make your own Sriracha and start selling that.
Well, that's what the pepper company did that was supplying Sriracha.
They start making their own.
Now they have their own red pepper sauce and their own line of sauces.
Did you hear about the girl on TikTok who started selling her own sauce?
Mm-mm.
This one's fucked. She started selling pink sauce, which she didn't have an ingredient list for it, but here's what I think it is. I think it's ranch that she put a few drops of food coloring in to make it look pink.
Sure.
And she has like a viral TikTok with this pink sauce, and then she's like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna start selling this." So she starts selling her pink sauce, but she's shipping it all across the country in the middle of summer in non-refrigerated cases or anything like that, and oftentimes just in like poly bags.
What an idiot.
And like she'll put like the jar of pink sauce in a Ziploc bag, and you have people who film themselves opening it. They open the poly bag. The Ziploc bag is just covered in
mold.
I'm gonna get sick. Like it's separated. You like
got a weak stomach.
The jar open and it's separated.
One of these times we're gonna get you to puke on this podcast.
No longer pink sauce. Yeah. It's just gone bad.
Oh, I bet.
And she did like the TikTok was so viral. This happened to hundreds of people.
And did she just have like no refunds on this shit?
I don't know if she refunded everyone. I do know that she put out a TikTok apologizing, saying, "Oh, I'm just a small business and
I'm just a fucking idiot." Yeah. And didn't realize that I'm selling.
I didn't realize that I'm sending shit to Phoenix in July. That's a dairy product. I don't know what Ranch is. Ranch is dairy.
One time I had an eBayer bitch at me. Somebody who bought something from me because their item got wet in the rain. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to do about that, man? Like, you're the one that has a mailbox outside or something? Like, I don't know what you want me to do here.
My mailbox is in a puddle.
Yeah, dude. Ugh. eBay people. My eBay, let's say some advice now. I got some eBay advice this week. Ever since I got a little behind on my orders like a month ago when my girlfriend's grandmother passed. I had some people that were messaging me like, "Where's my order?" And obviously I told them the truth, and I said that I had a funeral going on and I'm a week behind on my orders. You know, I'm sorry for that. Let me just catch up here. But then since I've caught up, if I ever have anybody that asks me like, you know, where's my order at or something like that, I immediately say, "Sorry, I had a funeral, dealing with this right now, and just please be patient with it." I've definitely used it 2 or 3 times since the funeral, and I probably didn't have to. Is that wrong?
Is lying wrong? Yes. It's like my number one rule is don't lie.
I'm so tired of people.
I hate liars.
I hate impatient.
And my number 2 thing that I hate is late people who are late.
I hate impatient people. That's the thing.
Just hate each other. That's what makes us work. We just fucking hate each other.
I mean, dude. I think I blame Amazon, really, because Amazon's getting these fucking packages out in a day or 2, and I'm just an eBay dude who's...
I'm just a small business. Yeah. Don't be mad at my pink sauce.
I'm shipping out sauce expired. No, I have shipped out food before, and even like liquid products, and I'm like hyper paranoid that one of these liquid products is gonna spill, and if one of those things of hers spilled and it destroyed possibly another package, the USPS sues you for like a lot of money. Like, you get fucked if you have something liquid and it spills and it fucks up other people's shit.
Yikes.
And the USPS is like a federal agency. They're allowed to fine you and arrest you. It's kind of crazy, man. So anyways, like...
What does USPS jail look like? Is it just in a mailroom?
You have to take you to real jail. I'm pissed at USPS, man. I think they're about to fail real soon, which I know they've been a failing company for a long time, and it's also a government-owned company. It's been losing money and stupid, but after 30...
it's government-owned. Yeah. Everything they do loses money. After
30 years of them giving discounts to resellers on eBay, and I think a couple other platforms they were using, they used to give or they used to give shipping discounts, and now they are cutting off all shipping discounts.
Okay.
What does this mean? And it's happening in about 2 months. In 2 months, everybody on eBay that was saving $1 or $2 every time they ship something out is not anymore. So everything on the fucking internet is about to go up $1 or $2.
Okay.
Basically because of USPS. But either that's going to happen or another shipping service is going to emerge and everybody's going to start using them, because if you can beat, I've been thinking about switching from USPS for years now. I've looked into other ones, Ship Pirate, or there's other ones out there where it's like you pay like a monthly fee, and then every package you ship out is like $7 or something, And
yeah, for me, unless I'm making a few $100 off the product, I make customers pay for shipping.
I will offer free shipping and then just mark up the product.
Yeah.
I always tend to do that. And then I do offer everything internationally. So for that, I do calculated shipping, and they cover whatever the extra shipping is. So, yeah, I do the same thing basically, as they cover the shipping. But what's going to happen is I'm going to have, in a month or two, everybody's probably going to have to up their prices on things $1 or $2. Depending on the thing and how much the discount was previously. And that's just like a little bit of inflation or something for everybody now,
On top of inflation.
a little bit of cherry on top there.
Perfect. Love to see it.
Okay, I wanted to tell you guys about that. It's pissed me off a little bit because, USPS is like, what do you got to be surviving because of us resellers. And now you're just going to piss off everyone? Like, when everyone starts paying more, how many people are going to be looking for a different service? There's already
that's what I was going to say.
Different services.
Whether or not I'm paying for shipping or I make the customers pay for shipping, I just choose the cheapest option through eBay.
Yeah.
So it's like, if USPS isn't the cheapest option, then I'm not going to go out of my way to click on them.
For people that aren't so familiar with shipping options either, typically USPS is the cheapest for smaller things. First class shipping, it's under £1, and then they have like priority bags. If you can fit in the priority bag, it's usually one of the cheapest options out there. But then when you start getting to bigger boxes of stuff, usually UPS and FedEx starts to become cheaper actually. They're much more efficient at shipping bigger stuff, I guess. And now what I'm wondering is if I was using all this USPS for the smaller things and you were giving me discounts on the smaller stuff, that's where it's really going to count, on these smaller things, where if I'm selling a CD and you're going to charge me, I'm barely making $1 anyways, and then you're going to take that $1 from me. Either all the CDs are going to go up $1, or none of us are going to use USPS for first class shipping anymore. It's going to be in 3 months, we're going to see an interesting little shift here. And possibly in a year, we might be hearing about USPS in more debt than ever, because...
Or it totally works out for them.
And
people continue to use them just like they always have, and now they're out of debt. And they start flying shit around with drones. They're able to drop the price because they're no longer paying for gas.
Well, the drone thing is coming, man. Amazon is doing the drone thing. I'm even like investing in 2 different drone companies that were like rumored that Amazon might be using for their shipping. You know what I mean?
Did you see that Amazon just rolled out a fleet of Rivian delivery trucks?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, they're not like they don't look like the Rivian pickup truck. They're like a much smaller, just like a little shipping truck. Drive around electric. Pretty cool.
I'm not like totally against the Rivian by any means. Like I'm definitely more of a fan of the Cybertruck. I'm pissed off with the Cybertruck that it's taking so long for these to get out. I just always thought the Rivian was like, it seemed like they put a lot of little cheap things and bells and whistles on it to me. That's all it just kind of felt like. But I don't know.
I'm a big fan of bells and whistles.
There should be competition with Tesla. I would much rather be 4 or 5 amazing electric car companies than one that's just going to dominate because...
You want to hear I have a theory about Tesla.
Okay.
So a lot of people invest in Tesla as a way to proxy invest in like SpaceX and Boring and other things he's doing.
Because he hasn't made those other companies public yet.
And here's why I think he hasn't. Because very soon, every single major automotive manufacturer will be doing electric cars. And Tesla will have actual competition.
Mm-hmm.
And their stock price will reflect that.
Right.
They will start to be priced at a car company. As soon as Tesla's stock dips, that's when he takes something like SpaceX public so that he can stay the wealthiest person.
Sure.
Or one of the top 2 wealthiest people.
I can see that. I think right now his biggest competitor is China. I think his model is so interesting because he went with the highest luxury car and then kind of is slowly going down from there. Like, okay, now we'll make a really, really nice car and then a nice SUV. And China is going to be pumping out little $5,000 electric cars. And if they can just, like the Honda, if they can make a really good, reliable Honda that everybody wants to buy for $5,000, that's electric.
Speaking of which, I was cruising Alibaba the other day.
Uh-oh.
And you can buy like little like tuk-tuk vehicles for a couple grand.
I know.
Shipping is another couple grand.
Sure.
But they just look like so much fun to like. If there was ever a shot that this YouTube channel makes money, that would be one of the first videos I'd want to invest in.
That would be fun.
Buy, assemble a little tuk-tuk, and then just take it to weird places and try to destroy it, honestly.
I've seen those, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's my... I'm such a Tesla fanboy, man. And there's $120 million just invested in the pre-orders for the Tesla Cybertruck, which is pretty crazy, man. I don't know, what does that mean? 120,000 people paid $100 or 1,200, 120,000? I don't know. I'm not good at zeros.
I'm sure.
It's $100 for the pre-order, and they have 120 million.
Oh, really?
Dollars.
Interesting.
What was the math?
That would mean 1.2 million people pre-ordered.
There you go.
That doesn't make sense.
How? What?
No shot 1.2 million people pre-ordered.
You don't think? All right, let me look at this.
I don't think, like... Who's the biggest auto manufacturer? Toyota? You should look at how many Tacomas were sold last year. It wasn't 1.2 million.
I know. But they've also been pre-ordering for years now. Like he released this a long time ago.
There's not 1.2 million people that are looking for a truck, let alone a Cybertruck.
What?
There's not 1.2 million people that have... What's it going to be, 90 grand?
It starts at 50, and then it's like...
So probably 70 grand?
And but based on how many more motors you get. 1 motor, 2 motor, or like 3 or 4 motor.
So then the next thing is...
Or engine? No, motor. Electric motor, yeah.
I can't believe 1.2 million people have pre-ordered this. It just doesn't add up to me.
I saw that stat the other day, and I was like, wow.
I heard something the other day that said he's redesigning the Cybertruck. Anyways, I'm so over Elon. Fuck that guy. I'm back on my fuck Elon train. Dude, after he bitched out and didn't buy Twitter, you want to hear my theory about the Twitter?
1.25 million people have pre-ordered.
1.25 million have pre-ordered? How is he going to make that many trucks?
That's definitely a big problem, but he's basically built... I mean, if you are up
I know about the Texas factory,
right?
The Gigafactory.
He's building these factories, and they're bigger and bigger and bigger, and he's built this giant Cybertruck maker thing, and it's like, it's gigantic, and it like busts out the mold for the fucking truck or something like that, and he's also like kind of re-engineering how cars are made too, and trying to make it, originally there's 300 moving parts in the cars we have now, and he's trying to build these machines that just press out one fucking thing, and the car only has 8 moving parts on it, you know what I mean? And he's also one of the main people that are vertically integrating everything as well. I mean, you probably know it, but they used to buy computer chips from different companies, and now they make their own computer chips. And if you try to take apart a Tesla and copy it, you'd have to buy some computer chips from somebody. They don't have computer chips basically updated enough to where the computer chips that Tesla made, the ones that they made in house are better than what you can get on the market right now. Is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know. They are ahead of the pack right now, but there's going to be some other competitive advantage, I think, like China making small cars. Or
I have another conspiracy theory about Elon.
Elon's a weird dude, man.
So he claimed he wanted to buy Twitter, and he offered a crazy sum, like $80 a share or something like that.
Yeah.
I think what happened was he never intended to buy Twitter. Okay? I think what he wanted to do was he wanted to liquidate some of his stock in Tesla, a lot of it. What was it, like $80 billion worth or something? Without the stock tanking. Because if he were just to do that, huge red flag. Everyone would start selling.
Yeah.
But if he takes it out to reallocate it and buy up Twitter, then nobody panics. And then he doesn't ever intend to buy Twitter. So now he's secured that wealth because he knows the stock is going down.
Right. I totally think that all these rich guys know exactly when the stocks tank, and I'm totally think he could have done that for sure.
Oh, they definitely know. Like, look at Elizabeth Warren's husband, who's the most successful stock trader in the world.
Yeah, I know, right? That's a funny one. And then there's like interviews with her, like, has your husband ever like traded stocks based on
information you gave him?
Yeah.
And then she'll end the interview. No, of course not.
For real though, we should make an experiment, maybe even do a video of it. There are like websites that show you exactly how
senators are trading,
the politicians are buying.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a fun experiment if we put like a couple $100 into a Robinhood account and just bought whatever the politicians bought, and just to see what happened or something?
Yeah.
I think that would be a fun experiment, man.
That'd be good.
I mean,
except for what's going to happen is we're going to join in when they go to prove that they don't have any inside information, and they're like, oh, I can lose a few $1 million on this bullshit thing.
I know.
So it doesn't look like I'm totally.
Honestly, we're not a financial channel by any means. So
yes, we are.
This is not financial advice.
It is.
I think that would be great content if we just completely fucked up every financial thing we ever tried to, you know what I mean? We're going to do this, we're going to make all this money, and then we just lose it all, dude. Like,
oh, that's great. Yeah, I'd love that.
I know, we should figure that. I mean, I'm even thinking in my head of it being scripted, but we'd probably just fuck it up anyways, naturally.
This 100% is a financial channel. Everything we say is financial advice. Invest in dog food. Heavily invest in dog food.
I'm investing in fish
oil? Fish oil supplements?
Producers? Fish farms.
Fish farms? Okay.
I think we're not going to be using wild fish in the next couple of years. I think it's all going to be just farm-raised fish.
Nice.
What do you think?
Well, that's why I'm saying invest in dog food, because I don't think we'll have any real meats in a few years.
Dude.
So canned dog food, dried dog food, store it well.
Should we go try the Burger King Impossible Burger? I've been meaning to try it. Have you heard about this thing?
It's been out for 5 years.
Oh, my God. Well, I'm behind the trend.
What do you mean, have I heard about this thing? Yeah, I have. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Well, you don't have a television, okay? I don't know what you know. There's no television in this house, okay?
Okay, so I have tried it 5 years ago.
Shut up. You did?
Yes.
God damn. I'm so behind.
It totally is. It tastes fine.
Like a Whopper? Or like you can tell, oh, this ain't a Whopper. This is a
here's
Whopper
what I will say right off the bat. I don't like Burger King's burgers. And this tastes exactly like one of their burgers.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Burger King either. I mean, I'm also interested to see we start coming out with like all these meat substitutes, and then we start. What if like 20 years from now we hear about these people that switched over to meat substitutes and then find out something else is wrong with them because the meat substitute has like too much oils in it or something.
People who worry about that, I want to fucking strangle. You're going to die. Start looking forward to it. Who cares how it happens?
So just eat raw liver is what you're saying.
No. Enjoy yourself. Don't get the Impossible Burger. Get the fucking double patty Whopper and have a good time. Speaking
of having a good time and eating, do you remember the Tosh.0 episode with the mukbang guy? He kind of sounded kind of gay, but he'd just eat these big old things of food and then he'd start crying in the middle of it. You remember this
You're
guy?
talking about Nikocado avocado.
Oh, dude, you know his name. Oh, I'm sorry, puppy.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Do you still watch him?
I'm not subbed to his channel or anything, but he'll end up like being referenced in channels I watch and stuff.
Because I haven't seen this guy since Tosh.0. Yeah. I just saw a video of him like last week.
Yeah.
He looks twice the size of the Tosh.0 version of him.
It's more.
He's enormous.
Because he does weigh-ins. When he started his YouTube career, and he is gay. He is gay.
I believe it.
Because you said he sounded gay. I just wanted to make sure. When he started his YouTube career, he was a vegan.
Oh.
And he was insanely thin, like super thin.
Whoa.
And he's like a really like good violin player. So that's that's what he started his YouTube thing as. And then it devolved and like he started eating meat, and then he starts doing these mukbangs, and you watch this dude who was like, I'm not kidding you, 120 pounds. Now he's 350. And
he's triple the size.
I'm telling you that one of two things is going to happen. One, he will eat himself to death. He's going to die. And his whole journey is documented.
Yeah.
And I think that if that happens, that will become the greatest piece of like performative art that the world has ever produced. Because it is like an American commentary. It truly is.
Yeah.
I think people will look at that in 100 years, 200 years as like performative art. Like, look at this man kill himself in front of us. And then, or the other way it could go is he gets help and you watch a weight loss journey.
I'm expecting that.
I'm expecting option A. He's going to die.
I'm expecting he's going to get type 2 diabetes, and then he's still going to be doing mukbangs, even though they're going to slowly start cutting off his toes, then cut off his foot and his leg, and he's still doing mukbangs with no legs. And then he just dies peacefully.
It's incredibly interesting and very sad to watch this person gain, 200 plus pounds.
Triples his own size.
Yeah.
Literally. He looked, dude. And the channel's kind of weird too, because I'm not into the whole mukbang thing, first of all.
Yep.
Mukbang, if you guys don't know, they're just eating a giant boatload of food.
Yeah, a pile of food, yeah. Which I think we should do a mukbang video.
I'm totally down for
it'd be hilarious
just to do it. But his are weird because 3/4 of the way in, he usually starts like crying. He has like a breakdown over his own life. Like he's sad inside.
Yes.
It's really weird, man. Like, and he's like, and what else is weird is like half of his crying is because he's like fat or like he can't stop eating or something.
His whole thing is he's not fat. Oh. He wears a shirt that says, "I identify as skinny." Which is another great social commentary where it's like, yeah, here I am identifying as something that I'm clearly not.
This is one of those things that could trigger. This is trigger material for me, man.
It doesn't have to be. It's all parody. And I'm telling you right now, it is performative art, literally art.
Well, the reason it triggers me is because there's a whole movement of people like posting obese people in like bikinis and like, you know, supporting this is, you know, everybody's body is different and all that. And the movement is so weird to me because if you see pictures of people 50 years ago, you know, a crowd of people, try to point out the fat one in the crowd. Like you can't point one out. And now we're trying to just say like, okay, it's okay to be fat. Like, don't worry about it. Just stop taking care of yourself. Stop worrying about eating healthy, and just this is okay. And it just pisses me off so much, man. It's like even on Facebook, if I see people posting it, I'll say something like, you know, what's the next step? Like, we're just gonna post these ladies in bikinis with like a needle in their stomach, like diabetes, yummy, you know, like, oh, dude, that's not what I want to support, I guess. But then there's like the flip side of the coin. I'm not trying to fat shame you, okay? Right. I understand it's tough. We live in a world where, especially in America, where everything has sugar and bullshit in it. Fucking Skittles is getting sued right now. You hear about Skittles?
No.
They finally are cracking down on them. I mean, they've been banned in other countries for years. And now they're finally getting sued in America because they had a substance that's crazy toxic in the body or something. I don't even know exactly what it does or how bad it is, whatever, but they're getting sued bad for it. And obviously they're going to have to change up their formula or some shit in America. Anyways, I'm going off my like, trigger right there, man. This
is what I think about it. I think, one, I don't care if someone eats themselves to death, smokes themselves to death, shoots themselves in the face. I just don't care about anyone else enough to get upset about how they're killing themselves.
Okay.
And make no mistake, they're killing themselves for sure.
Right.
And then when the corporation tries to, you know, virtue signal with body positivity or anything like that, they're not doing it because they believe it. They're doing it because it pisses people like you off.
Right.
And then there's an opposite reaction of people who love it. So they're only pretending to care because it drives up people talking about it.
Well, this was literally to make money, this whole thing. The whole post that I'm even thinking about, it was like a Sports Illustrated posting a fat chick as a bikini model. And of course, they're literally selling bikinis and shit in this and their magazine. And to be real, 30% of women in America are obese.
And I would say more than that, find that woman attractive.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Yeah, that's how many.
A lot of people don't want someone who's like crazy thin.
Sure, there's a lot of guys that do like a larger women, you know.
And I wouldn't call. She wasn't like obese. She wasn't crazy.
No, and I even said that in this post. I mean, it was more the like what's above the post that pisses me off, like. You know what people have to say about like just,
and that's the other thing. And then the other place you hear from it, if it's on a social media account, is people who want other people to think that they're such a good fucking person so that they can boost their likes and shit.
Right.
So the best way to combat it is just let it go, man. You don't have to worry about this stuff. You don't have to worry about this stuff.
I have to Facebook fight people.
You don't.
I will fight anybody at any time.
You don't need to.
Anytime.
You're just getting yourself worked up for no reason.
Even if it's a keyboard warrior, a keyboard troll, I will troll you Because I have a problem, all right?
Yeah. It sounds like it, for sure. It definitely does.
That's okay, though. I've limited my Facebook time to just my morning poops. So I get up in the morning.
I think you need to cut it out entirely, honestly. If you're getting upset about a Sports Illustrated cover, do you subscribe to the magazine?
No.
Then shut the fuck up.
I don't even know the person that was posting it either. It was a total
What
random.
are you doing, man?
You're
watching Steve do it, and you're yelling at people you don't know.
I love to fight people. I don't know what it is, man. You don't fight with people ever? I like to argue.
I think of fighting as the biggest waste of energy. Me and Kelsey don't fight.
Sure. I don't want to fight
If there's
with
a
my
problem, I'd
girlfriend,
rather
sure.
just like...
You need to get Facebook.
Be very clear.
You need to download Facebook again and fight
what
some
the issue
people.
is.
It's fun. I did get in some trouble with my brother about fighting people on Facebook because I didn't realize that some people were trash talking Tesla, basically, and which triggered me, obviously.
Fuck Tesla.
And they were, I think specifically they were posting like Tesla
cars getting caught on fire.
You've
talked about this.
Yeah, okay. So then it turned into a whole thing, and my brother's like, "Stop trash talking on Facebook. You're trash talking my wife's family right now. I have to see these people at Christmas and shit."
Oh my god.
So he's like, yeah, I can't imagine what his holidays are like when he has. I mean, he's probably. I'm sure I must be the topic of conversation. I'm a Tesla fan.
Your name does not get brought up.
Yeah,
Jesus,
right.
you think that other families are talking about you during Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're so delusional.
You know, the problem is I've probably pissed a few people off. That's the thing. I might have said some mean things. I don't know. We'll see.
If I can't even present this scenario because it's so unrelatable. But if I had a Facebook account and I decided to post fucking cringe about how I don't like Tesla or I don't like this, and someone was combative with me, I would just block. I would be like, oh, fuck this guy.
Yeah, that's an option. I mean, I get blocked a lot, real quick.
Such a weirdo.
And I encourage it, actually. I say, if you don't want to hear from me, then block me and fuck off. I tell them straight up. I'll basically say, if you want to post stupid shit and not have anybody comment and call you out on stupid shit, then you're just gonna have to block them.
I just think that you fighting with these people on Facebook of all places, you might as well have bumper stickers. You know what I mean?
I have bumper stickers. I just haven't put on my truck, I guess.
Yeah, because that's an insane thing to do. If you're the type of person who puts your opinion on a fucking bumper sticker and expects to drive around changing people's minds, you're fucking delusional. You're an insane person. You're probably commenting on other people's Facebook posts.
All my bumper stickers are like funny ones, though. They're not like pissing
They're
people off.
They're not like, pry my gun from my cold dead hands.
They're like stupid funny ones.
We should do a video where we take my guns out and shoot some stuff, like Pokemon cards or something.
We could definitely do that.
That'd be fun.
I forgot that you have guns. I should buy a gun. Should I buy a gun? That could be a video, too. Dalton buys a gun.
You are within 20 feet of an AR-15.
How crazy. I don't own a single gun. Well, I got two right here. Sorry, these are weapons of mass destruction. I don't want to talk about them too much.
Yeah, those giant arms power his tiny little fingers.
Keyboard warrior over here. Man, I can type fast. Check it out.
Ah, shit.
I get hit on by a lot of dudes at the strip club.
That's pretty epic, actually. Jealous.
Yeah. Well.
All right, man. Well, it's perfectly fine to end it here after you've admitted to some embarrassing things.
I don't give a shit, man. If you guys want to comment below and trigger me, I encourage it.
If you made it to the end of this episode...
Trash talk some Tesla. I dare you.
If you made it to the end of this episode, prove it by leaving a comment that says, Tesla cars are more prone to catch fire than
Don't even get me started on the Tesla
cars.
fires. You know the likelihood of a dang Tesla catching fire?
It's greater than that of a Chevy catching fire. I'll tell you that.
No, it isn't. The fucking Chevy will catch fire. Bro, you're triggering me right now.
The thing is that there are more Chevys on the road.
The problem is,
you look at
you're making
how
a
many
mistake
Chevys
right
have
now.
caught fire.
The people fighting me on Facebook aren't gonna get their ass kicked. You're gonna get your ass kicked.